Welcome to an introduction on business intelligence in Sigma 4. While the look and feel of Sigma 4 has been updated to be more user-friendly and easier to navigate, the existing processes and functionality remain largely unchanged. Chris will walk us through navigating, tailoring, and running reports through business intelligence in Sigma 4.
So today I'm going to be introducing Sigma 4 Business Intelligence, the Sigma 4 Business Intelligence application. To access it, we're going to go through our My Login page. And what's nice about Sigma 4 BI is that it has a single point of access along with Fin. So if you go ahead and click on the Sigma 4 environment in My Login, it's the same link that you'll use for BI as well. So depending on your main or your business roles that are available, you can access BI in multiple ways. I have the procurement professional role as my main business role, so I'm able to access BI through these tiles at the top, which are called quick links, as you can see here. You can also access BI through the primary navigation menu, going to business intelligence, click on reports and dashboards, and clicking on business intelligence again, which will open up a new window. And it's the same if you click on the quick link, it'll open up a new tab. So here we have the business intelligence homepage. I'm just going to go through the different sections really quick. Up top, we have different tiles here that we see this similar design across Sigma 4, which is nice. We have your folders, which will bring you to what you're used to seeing in 311, your navigations, your search folders, your private folders, etc. And then with categories, this is where you can create category, or you can categorize reports based on your personal preference. So if you click on it, you can see that I already have some test categories created, and that's just so like if you want to categorize certain reports to like a certain fiscal year or whatever you want, you can do it that way. To create a new category, you click on this plus symbol, and then just enter your category name. Okay. And then if you want to add a report to that category, you can go through the folders and find your report. And then you can right click on it, categories, and then add it to a certain category. If you go back home, and click on the category again. We have our report that we just added to the category in the category. So next, we have the BI or the documents tile. This will bring you to a list of all documents in BI. And then next we have the instances tile, or the BI inbox tile. This is similar to 311, which is your inbox where you can receive reports in alerts. And then we have the instances tile, which shows all scheduled reports. So if you schedule a report, you can find it in this list. Here's also an easier way that I'll show later on to find your own scheduled reports. And finally, we have the recycle bin, which is self-explanatory. It's just where you're deleting items. So the next section we have is the favorite section. I really like this section because I often go to the inventory folder as a whole a lot, so I'm able to favorite that folder. So you can add up to 8 tiles across this, and then if you have more, you can click view all to view all your favorites. To add something to your favorites, you can do it from this page by clicking on here, the three-dot menu, mark its favorite. Click on through all the favorites. There's the CS138 report that we just did. You can also do it through the folders page. Say we want to favorite this VSS folder. We're going to click on the 3 dots over here and mark it as favorite. And as you can see, the star populated in this column and on the home page. You now have the VSS folder in it. You can remove the favorites by clicking the star or clicking on the 3-dot menu again, remove from favorites. The next section would be the recent documents. This will show all the documents that you've recently opened. And then recently run section is where the documents or the reports that you have scheduled are going to be shown. So as you can see, we have the reports that I've scheduled down here, and you can see a green check mark on the tile to show that it was successful. If not, it'll show a red circle with the X. And if you click on the tile, it'll bring you to the report that you scheduled. So as you can see, this is the scheduled checks that I did earlier. And then finally, we have the application section, which has the web intelligence section where you go to make reports. And then one final thing I want to note is that up top here, you have different tags that you can click on, and it'll bring you directly to that section of the page, which is very nice. So we're going to go ahead and run a report. I'm going to go to my inventory folder that I favorited. And I'm going to open the report. All you do is click on it. I'm going to run the physical inventory count report. Just before we do that, I'm going to go through some of the menu options here. We have the save icon where you can save as, undo, and redo. This icon is where you export. You can export as an Excel, PDF, HTML, text, or CSV file. You can also specify the pages that you want to export. And then for the Excel, PDF, and CSV options, you also have different, this tab here for additional options. For example, on the CSV option, you can go to options and specify the column delimiter that you would like to use in your file. Here, and then this 3-dot menu will give you the print option, which will download a PDF. For the current page that you are on. So if I clicked print, it would only download a PDF with this summary page. Send to BI inbox will just be sent it to anybody through the BI system. Help will bring up the SAP Business Objects Web Intelligence user guide, which I found pretty helpful in researching all of this. And then with the final about statement, you have the copyright statement and the build in the version. So to pull up your prompts like we would in 311, you're going to click on this refresh looking button under query. And here is the prompt page, and just I want to specify the difference between required versus optional reports. Since this has this eye icon next to it, it is required, but as you can see, the rest of them are not required. And then there are also two options as far as entering prompts. You can search for a prompt by clicking in the department in this case and clicking enter, and it'll bring up options and you can click on the box. And then there's also an option to manually enter. And as you can see, C406 was entered in that case because we just manually entered it. You don't have to go ahead and click another box. So that's nice if you already know what you're searching for. And you can reset all prompts using this button, or you can reset using this button. We're going to run the report using this run button at the lower right-hand section of the box. And then this is the report that we just ran. I'm going to go ahead and run another report for my next part here. We're going to click the back button. It'll take me back to where I was before, which is the inventory folder. I'm going to go ahead and run the inventory by report. And we're going to click on this query button. I'm going to enter in the department. And you can see that these are required again because of that symbol. And an important thing to mention is that when you use search, it's not case sensitive. So it'll still bring up the warehouse that you like if you use. Okay, so next I'm going to show how to filter the report without going into design mode. We can do this by this next section here, the analyze section. What I'm going to want to do is click on this icon and this icon. This one brings up the different prompts for the report. And this button brings up drill filter. We're going to be using the drill filter to filter this report down to the only certain commodities that I would like to see. So to do that, you're going to click on drill filters. And you're going to click on the drop down to select the variable that you would like to filter by. I want to filter by award commodity, so I'll go ahead and click that. Click award commodity code. And then to enter in the commodity that we would like to filter by, we're just going to click on this box again. And search for the commodity that we want to. And you're just going to click on it and you see it. Click OK. And as you can see, our report now only shows open award documents for this commodity. And then to reset that, all we got to do is clear out the filter by clicking the X delete. And everything is back to normal. And then let's go run another report. Take out these icons. For this one, we're going to go to the procurement folder. And we're going to run the bin prod 009. And click on the refresh button to refresh the document and pull up the prompt. I'm going to search by commodity. We want abrasives, equipment, tools. And then I'm going to search for another commodity for salt. So before I go rotate. And then I'm gonna click on run. And in this report, I want to show the ability to enable folding and unfolding of breaking sections. So this is great. So if you want to view just certain sections of the do that easily by collapsing and uncollapsing certain sections. So to do that, we're going to click on this icon under the display section of the menu. And as you can see, a little drill down looking icon showed up. So if I don't want to view the information for abrasives, I can just collapse that. And the information for salt shows up. And same for this one, if you don't want to do that. But if you want to unclapse them, just click on the stamp section again. Get out of that, we'll just unclick the button. And then we also have the ability to freeze all table headers and start presentation mode in the display tab.
Mike will now demo scheduling reports in BI. For those of you that don't schedule reports in your role, feel free to drop off at this time.
My name is Michael Train, and I will be demoing how to run the detailed transaction listing report today. And the first thing you will do is log into Forex BI. And once you log into Forex BI, this is the page you are going to see, and this is the home page. And I just want to make note that during the sprint, I tested different reports in 311 and 4X, and I wanted to make note of some of the enhancements and some of the things that I like about 4X. 4X is a lot easier to look at, and it's a lot more user-friendly compared to 311, in my opinion. And some of the things I like about 4X are these tiles right here. It's very easy to access multiple things within 4X, and also these tabs up here. If you select them, it will take you right down to the row that you want to go to. And those are just some of the things that I noticed that I liked about 4X. So I will go ahead and show you how to run the report now. So to run the detailed transaction listing report, we will go ahead and click into this folders tile. And this takes us to the folders page. So to find the report, we'll go ahead and select public folders over here on the left. Sigma reporting down here, Sigma Fin, and general accounting. I'll go ahead and drag this over. And as you can see, our report is showing right here, MIGA 0017 detailed transaction listing. So to schedule this, all you have to do is right click and select schedule. And this takes you over to the schedule page, and there's two tabs that you can adjust information on. So I will run through the general tab right now. The first thing you can adjust is the title. So if you wanted to, you can change the name of the report. You can also add a destination such as an email or a BI inbox. You can also change the recurrence of the report. So if you wanted to run this report every day, you could set that up. You can also change the events, the server group. And you can also set up notifications for if your job runs successfully or if it fails to send you an email. Now, for demo purposes, we are going to keep these at the default standard and go ahead and move to the report features tab. In the report features tab, the first thing you can update is the format. So you can change this from Web Intelligence to Excel, Adobe, and a few other formats down here below, but we'll keep it as Web Intelligence for demo purposes. And as you can see down here, these prompts right here are currently empty. So I will go ahead and show you how to adjust these to add some information. We'll click this edit prompts value right here. And a pop-up will appear. Sometimes it takes a few seconds for it to appear. There it goes. And once it appears on some of the reports, you'll notice that there's a mandatory field down here. So if you go up to the top, you'll see these fields have these little indicators next to them. That means they're mandatory in order for the report to run. So we'll go ahead and enter some information for these. And we'll also enter in some information for the beginning posted date and the ending posting date. So to enter a date, you just go over here to this calendar icon, select that, and we'll make this the 14th. Same thing with the ending posting date. And we'll also update the journal doc codes and the department code. So for the journal doc, we're going to do a GATS, and you can either search, or if you know what you're looking for, you can just type it in and select this manual entry. If you know what you're looking for, it's a lot faster just to type it in and select this. And there are these other fields down here as well that you can update, but for this demo, we're going to just use these 6. So we'll go ahead and select apply, and now our information is filtered in here. Now we're ready to run this report. We'll go down to the right corner of the screen and select schedule. And this takes us over to the history page. And one thing you can notice, our report is currently in pending, and it will eventually change to running and then success or failed status. And you can also notice that your parameters or your prompts that you set up are over here. And one thing to point out is you can right click on these reports and select details, and it will show you when the report ran, how long it took to run the report. It looks like our report was successful, so we'll go ahead and just click it to open it. And this report has 2 different pages to it. It has the cover page and the summary page. The cover page is just shows you the prompts and the parameters that you set up for your report. And if you scroll down to the bottom, it tells you what this report is looking for. So this is the detailed transactions posted to the accounting journal. And we'll click over to the summary tab. And this will show you all the information that you pulled from that specific period. For example, we tested the GACs for Department 271 from the 14th to the 27th. Looks like there is a pop-up that appears down here. So if this was more than one page, you can scroll in between them down here. It's a pretty quick feature. And then this report is extremely detailed. I'll just scroll over and show you how many columns it has. But if you think this report is missing some sort of information and you want to add a column or some sort of detail to it that's not on it, you can just go over here and click this drop down and select design. And now we're in design mode. So let's say I wanted to add the VSA to this report. You just click and drag and drop. And as you can see, our column is populated right here now. So now let's say you're done and you just want to go back to viewing the report. Simply just go back here and you select reading. And you can see our column is still here. And let's say you want to download this report. So we'll just go up here, hit export. And there's these different formats that you can select from, and you can pick different pages of the report as well. So we'll download this in Excel and download the entire thing. And we'll open it up. Now that our report is open, it is exactly the same as the interface on Web Intelligence. It's extremely easy to read, and it shows you the exact same information, which is expected. And one thing I wanted to know about this report is that if you were to create a transaction, it will not show up the same day that you run the report. So you will have to wait till the next day to run the report. And I wanted to demo this and show this. So one of the easiest ways to tell is I ran this report yesterday with the exact same prompts, and you can see there are 16 rows of data. And in the report that we just ran, there are 22. And this is because I created or processed a GATS for this department. As you can see, I made some modifications and then I eventually canceled this GATS. So there are 3 versions to this GATS. So I will go back to this report. I will filter this out. Let's scroll down and find it real quick. And as you can see, here is our GACs that I processed yesterday. You will see the different versions 1, 2, and 3. So if you make any modifications to a transaction, or if you cancel it, those versions will show up on the detailed transaction listing report when you do run that the next day. Now that is how you run the detailed transaction listing report and how you review it in BI. And I just want to make note that I did run some similar reports, the core query for vendor payments and the trial balance report, and then I ran another treasury report. I ran them in 311 and 4X, and I just want to make note that 4X runs just as fast, if not a little bit faster than 311. It's a lot easier to look at, and those reports that I ran were also successful. I had no difficulties running them. The system is very easy to use. It's not as clunky as 311, so I would say the enhancements are pretty great for this overall.
That concludes our demo on running and scheduling reports using business intelligence in Sigma 4. For more information about the Sigma 4 upgrade, visit Sigma 4 Upgrade on SharePoint. To find the page, navigate to the State Budget Office site. Then, using the SBO Agencies dropdown, select Sigma. There, you will find Sigma 4 Upgrade.